This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA. DirtyRebel.com, your destination for casual MMA wear.
This is Marcus Korva with StudioMMA and MMA Net, and we're in Los Angeles with Stefan Struve, a long way from home.
Yeah, I think we did an interview in Sweden now, Vegas, LA, so we're doing all the good stuff. So
nice places. Can you go to Hawaii soon so I can come?
I just went, so.
Is that where the sunburn is from?
I still got it. I think I'm going to wear them for a while now.
And you were in Los Angeles before you went to Hawaii, and you're back in Los Angeles again.
Yeah.
What brings you to Los Angeles?
To be honest, I was in Vegas first for the UFC summit. Then I went to Calgary for the UFC in Calgary. Then I went to LA to train for 2 weeks. I went to Kauai, and now I'm here for 1 more week. And I'm here training with Henry Akins and Anthony Ardung, working on a lot of technique and just doing my kind of like my pre training camp here. Just all technique and not focused on physique yet. So.
Dynamics, mixed martial arts in Santa Monica. Yep. Anthony Ardung, who's also Dutch, like yourself.
Yeah.
Did you guys know each other before from Holland, or is it through your management?
No, we met each other at UFC 104 in LA back in 2009. That's where I met Anthony, and a couple months later I came here to train for another fight with him. Because he told me, if you want to come train and, see how it is. And I was like, yeah. I gave it a try. And I was here for about 5 weeks. I met my manager, via Anthony, and, that's the way it went.
And now the opposite to Anthony Ardung, who's very big and strong, Henry Akins, who's not huge and strong, but a black belt under Rickson Gracie, Jiu-Jitsu. Have you ever trained with anything like Henry?
It's insane. Every single time I get here, I think I improve so much, and I get a lot better, and I see that in my training. And then I start rolling with Henry, and he's just playing with me. I'm like, it's not cool.
You like it in Los Angeles, except from the training?
Yeah, I love it, man. It's like getting wetter every single day. I just bike my way to the gym, and I go to the beach, just hang out here. It's awesome.
Do you get recognized around? Do people see you on your bike and go, whoa, Stefan Struve on a bike in Los Angeles?
Not on the bike, but, just walking around, just sitting down on the bike. I'm not that big. It's not that easy to recognize me on the bike. But when I'm walking around, people do recognize. I'm easy to spot, so.
Do people ever mistake you for a basketball player? Or?
Yeah, I get a lot. They first ask me how tall I am. They're like, you must be in the NBA then. I'm like, nope.
And we spoke about it before. Fighting was always something that you enjoyed. You went to the gym with your brother when you were younger. How old were you when you started martial arts?
I was 14 when my brother took me, and I started grappling and kickboxing. So.
You started with grappling from day one?
Well, actually, the first couple of weeks only kickboxing, and then grappling after that.
So how big was grappling at the time in Holland when you started grappling?
Not big at all. It was just a room full of big heavyweights, and I got thrown in when I was 14 years old, and I had to manage my way out of there. So that's how you learn technique. They're 10 times stronger than you, and you have to make sure they don't beat out you every single time.
And then with the amazing Dutch-style kickboxing that you have in Holland, and the names that come from Holland, did you train with these guys? Did you spar with them from John Vass's gym and Esther Hoos, Peter Arts, and so on? Were they training partners of yours?
I have not trained with them. I do train with Daniel Gita now and then. I haven't trained with him for a while now, but he's pretty much the most, for the people that don't know him, the most badass guy in K1 right now. Just watch his fights. And right now I'm training with Musi Takamrana, who's not that well known for a lot of people, but he's pretty much, in my opinion, one of the best kickboxing trainers in the world. It's amazing the work he puts in with me and all the stuff I learned from him. And then I get to train here with Anthony, who's also a great coach. So I get here and you see that they do a lot of the stuff the same because they come from the same school, and that really works together. And Anthony tells me that I need to change that, and then Musi tells me, you change this and that together, just makes it for the best team in the world. And then I got my coaches who I've been with since I was 14 years old, who are like family for me right now. Bob Schreiber and his wife Irma Verhoef, and they're always in my corner. And also working with Remco Pardoel, who people will know from UFC number 2, if I'm correct. So I pretty much, in my opinion, have one of the best training teams in the world surrounding me.
And then being in Holland, how do you get sparring to Holland? Kickboxing shouldn't be a problem finding.
Mm-hmm.
But in your next fight, you're fighting, although Croatian, and kind of, you know, brought up with the next Crow Cop kind of a style. He's a wrestler.
He's a wrestler, but the thing is, do you think he wants to take me down and play with my guard?
No?
No.
Not
Okay.
from the last few fights.
That's, you know, and if he does, you know, if he does want to try it, he first needs to take me down, you know. And I plan to keep it on my feet, use my physique the way I should, use the kickboxing skills I learned over all those years. You know, I really feel that everything is starting to come together right now. You know, like my last 3 fights, everything just went smooth and the way I wanted. You know, so just waited for my chance and finished the fight.
And for you that don't know who we're talking about, maybe we should mention it's Stipe Miocic. Did I pronounce that right?
I believe it's Stipe Miocic.
Miocic.
Yeah.
Not Milosevic. That was someone else.
Well, you know.
different goals in life.
You can cut.
But Miocic. So Croatian, grew up in America.
Mm-hmm.
Great wrestling. Apparently a good boxer as well. Got good striking.
Yeah.
You told us before your last fight with LeVar Johnson, you said, I'll take him down when I want to, and he doesn't know what he's up against with my guard. And you said it before the fight, and that's exactly what you did. You kind of gave away the game plan, but...
Yeah, well, but I think everybody knew that I would have a huge advantage against him on the ground. Although, you know, in my opinion, I'm a way better striker than him too. He's got big power, and he really goes for it. But, you know, I think that if the fight would have stayed on the feet, I would have picked him apart too. So, but you know, it's what you say. He's a good wrestler, Stipe, and he's got good hands. But I think I got all the tools to have a better answer for every single thing he throws at me. So,
and do you expect him to be somewhat like what you were preparing for with Mark Hunt, excluding the leg kicks, but when it comes to the punches and excluding the wrestling as well? But you were preparing for Mark Hunt when you got LeVar Johnson because you had to pull out because of an injury. Do you see a similar style of fight?
I see another good, you know, a guy with good hands. Although I think Hunt is a different kind of striker. He throws his punches different than Stipe does, and you know Mark wouldn't take me down. That's for sure. No. You know. So we'll see. You know, maybe I'll take Stipe down. You know, I've been working hard on that too, and. For the rest, we never really want to make too much of a game plan for them. We want them to fight my fight, you know, fight against my range, keep them on the outside, like there's some sort of perimeter. When you come in there, you get punched and kicked in the face, you know. And if you do manage to take me down, you know, work the limbs, just, you know, you'll be in hell.
So with that and your height, like you said, that distance, they have to get inside. They have to, because they can't reach you from the outside. No, that means they have to come in. And then when they come in, that means you're able to grab them. It's a pretty unthankful job to step in there with you, right?
Well, that's what I've been showing the last 3 fights, in my opinion. I'm only getting better at that. You know, I'm only 24 years old and getting bigger and stronger every single fight. So I'm learning, you know, for every single fight. I train here in LA, I train in Holland. Every single time I fight, I got new tools, new weapons to just throw at them. So it's it's gonna be another interesting fight, and it's scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. I know that, but I've been past the second round only once. So past the second round only once, and I plan to keep that going. So this is not gonna go to a decision.
We're gonna break for a commercial break real quick, and then we'll come right back.
I go to I believe at Staples Center, slam dunk contest with UFC and Nike, I believe.
You should win that.
What?
You should win that, right?
I'll try my best. I'll dunk a couple, you know.
Can you dunk? I don't play basketball either.
What do you think?
Like this?
No, not like that. It's pretty high up, to be honest with you.
Do you have to jump?
Yeah, I'll probably have to jump to make it. So I got that going. I believe that's for weigh-ins. I'll probably go to weigh-ins, check it out. And I think that is it for Friday. Saturday, I got another signing with the UFC, with Octagon Nation, and the fights. And after the fights, I go to an official UFC party. So
unofficial.
Official.
Official.
And then Sunday, I need to pack my bags and fly home to Holland.
So out of all the things that the UFC have you doing, because the same thing when you were in Sweden. You weren't fighting when you were in Sweden either. You were there.
It's crazy busy with meeting the fans and doing all sorts of stuff for the UFC. So it's all good. It's all cool. So
except from receiving a paycheck, and except from being inside the octagon performing what you love doing, what's your favorite part with all these media attention things that UFC has you doing?
When I was in Calgary, a lot of parents came with kids, small kids, to the meet and greets, and they are always awesome. They say the coolest things, and they're just looking at me like, like is he gonna eat me, But that's pretty much the coolest thing in my opinion. Just the meet and greet with the kids. They're really amazed, and it's awesome.
Have you traveled at all to other countries like military, down to Iraq, Afghanistan, anything like that?
No, I haven't been that far yet. Mostly in the States or Canada, Europe. I got a thing lined up in the UK. When I get back to Holland, I'll be back for 5 days, fly to the UK, same day, fly back.
Wow.
But I'll be training, since I'll be back Monday in Holland, and I'll start training Monday in the evening,
That'll be your official training camp?
I'm always training, but the thing is, we're going to really focus on getting in shape, physique, just lifting weights, doing sprints on the beach, stuff like that. So
beach in Holland?
Yeah. Well, it rains, but, it's still, we also get the loose sand over there, so it's hard.
You've had 3 impressive wins.
Uh-huh.
We keep hearing the names that are in the title mix, potential contenders. Junior Dos Santos has to face Cain Velasquez first, but names that keep coming up is Fabricio Verdum, and let's see what happens with Alistair Overeem, and this talks about Brock Lesnar coming back. How close do you think you are to a title fight, and how close do you want to be to a title fight?
First of all, I'm only focusing on the fight in September in England. It's going to be really good to fight there too, because I haven't fought in Europe for 3 years. So it's going to be cool to come back, and a lot of friends and family will come and see me fight. So it's going to be good to kind of like fight in my own backyard again, And for the rest, I plan to make it 4 in a row, and I'm eyeing a title shot in the next 1 or 2 years. I think I got the skills to do it. I think I got the mindset to do it. I think I'll be ready for it soon. So, I just want to keep on winning and hopefully fight one of those guys after this fight.
How many fights do you think it will be? 1 fight, 2 fights, or did you think it depends more on what type of a finish you have on the fight? Do you think that's important?
Of course. If I win it impressive, then it's gonna bring me closer to a shot than when I win a boring decision. But I think I'm up there, and if I win this fight, I'll have won 4 in a row, and I would love to have a fight with one of the guys who they see as a contender right now.
And we got Junior Dos Santos versus Cain Velasquez rematch, first of all. Who do you think will take that one?
I was really impressed with Cain when he fought in Vegas the last time. And Junior looked really good, too. It's all, and depending on if he can drag Junior down. He's never been taken down, I believe, in UFC history. So, he couldn't do it the last time, although he only tried once. I think he's going to have a different game plan this time. I think he's going to go for the takedown and takedown only. And if he can take the fight down, then it's going to be interesting to see how good Junior is there on the ground. If he can get back up, or, if Cain will do the same thing to him as he did to Silva.
We haven't seen him on the ground very much, so it'll be interesting.
Nobody knows, so...
Alistair Overeem coming back. Looks like he will be coming back to the UFC. Do you think he should be considered as one of the title contenders right away, or do you think he needs to earn the shot with a couple of fights first?
Nah, a couple of fights, I don't know, but I think he should at least fight once before he gets back in there. Show everybody that he's back and he did all the right things and he's ready for that shot, and he can fight whoever's ready for that shot too. Back, around that time, I believe it's going to be beginning of next year when he's coming back, when he's done with his suspension. So it's going to be, I think he needs to fight one time at least to get him to the title shot again.
You're both from Holland. How close? Do you know Alistair well?
I met him a couple times, but it's only 2 or 3 times. We never really trained together or whatever. So,
And you, Alistair, the two biggest names in mixed martial arts out of Holland, both in UFC. There's a few more names in there, but the two biggest names that come to mind, Alistair Overeem, Stefan Struve, for sure. Being home in Holland, do you see guys that are UFC material, that up and coming? How quickly is mixed martial arts growing in Holland?
It's growing fast. We got a lot of events every single week. Obviously, here in the USA, they have a lot more because it's so much bigger too. You know, we are only a small country. But if I look in our own gym, we got a lot of talent, a lot of good guys that are really, really good. And in my opinion, should be already able to fight there or should be able to fight there in like 1 to 3 years. So, you know, it would be cool to have a couple more guys from our gym fight there. It's about luck too, you know, if you can get that shot, if the UFC watches a fight of you and they want you and whatever not. I think they have that level. I train with a couple guys that are monsters, like crazy, so.
And looking at, again, Dutch kickboxing, except from Thai boxing out of Thailand, Holland is the #1 country in the world when it comes to kickboxing, Muay Thai. And being such a fighting-oriented country, are you surprised that UFC went to Sweden, for example, before they went to Holland? They've been to Britain, they've been to Sweden, Ireland. How soon do you think, you said you fight on your home turf, and it is close to your home turf, but how soon do you think you would be able to headline a UFC card in Holland?
No, first of all, that would be amazing to just be fighting in Holland. I haven't fought a lot in Holland, to be honest with you, because there was no competition for me in Holland when I was fighting in Europe still before UFC signed me. But it will be amazing. And but the thing is, MMA is not as accepted in Holland yet as it is over here, and maybe in Sweden too. Because I heard a lot of people talking about the UFC coming to Sweden, and you know, also it's going to be a huge boost for the city where it's being held. You know, so many people will come, and so many people will watch the fight over there, and so many more people will get, you know, familiar with the sport. So it will be amazing to have a UFC event there, and you know, just it's going to be all benefits in my opinion.
And Alex Gustafsson, 205, also a very tall fighter for his weight. You know, being the main event, walking out in his home country, said it's, you know, biggest moment of his career and potentially life. Would you feel the same way?
Yeah, that'd be amazing if you know, for anybody to get the same reception as he got when he walked out there. Was insane, right?
Right.
You couldn't even talk to the person who was next to you, so it was so loud, you know. So that pretty much, you know, it's with the same thing in Brazil, you know. If you look at the stats, all the guys from Brazil pretty much win their fights over there. I think it's definitely a little bit overwhelming if you hear, you know, people be that loud and weigh-ins, the things they say in Brazil and all that stuff. You know, that will probably impress you a little bit, but yeah, it would be awesome if they have it in Holland. It would be really, really good.
Do you think the crowd, in the fans in Holland, would receive the UFC the same way as it was received in Sweden, for example?
Well, I think I do that they will, and I actually think that, you know, Holland is a perfect location to hold a UFC event. It's pretty much in the middle of all the big countries, you know. You got the United Kingdom on the left, you got Scandinavia above you, you got Germany, you got France, Belgium, you got all the big countries surrounding you. So people from all those countries will come in and just watch the show. So I think it's going to be one hell of a show if they put it there.
And then September 29th, you will see Stefan Struve in your first 5-minute 5-5er.
Yeah, first main event, so that's gonna be cool.
And do you think it will go 5 rounds?
No. It's not gonna go 5 rounds. I had one decision win in my entire career, and I want to keep it that way. If I become a champ, I want to do it in an exciting way. So, just, you know, watch out for an exciting fight and me winning the fight by either knockout or submission.
Stefan Struve, September 29th in Nottingham, England. Got it right here. Follow him on Twitter as well.
@Stefan Struve.
Oh my God. Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.